Welcome to Southside News Today. It's Thursday, February 18th. I'm Chuck Vipperman reporting. Southside News Today is brought to you by Shanks Associates and by Daniel Chiropractic. Well, the ice storm wasn't quite as bad as forecast, but we're not completely out of the woods just yet. The quarter-inch of ice that came along was well short of the half-inch the National Weather Service was projecting. That means Danville and Pittsylvania County avoided the worst of the severe weather. Some ice accumulation did occur. No widespread damage or power outages, as was the case on Saturday. River City TV did spot this downed tree in the mid-morning hours on Westover Drive near Fox Hollow Road. Crews closed off traffic in both lanes as they cut the tree. Well, the number of Pennsylvania County residents without power continues to drop from the weekend. Latest report has 1,100 county customers offline, according to the 5 utility providers for the county. Statewide, about 40,000 Virginians are still offline. In Danville, there were 2 notable power outages today. Tunstall substation feeder that serves the Sharon community, including Tunstall High and Middle schools, was out from 10 a.m. to noon. It serves about 250 customers. The cause, a tree down on Inman Road. Meantime, the Schoolfield substation feeder that went offline around 10:45 this morning was also back up by lunchtime. That serves 1,200 customers along Memorial Drive, Lanier Avenue, and Park Avenue. The cause was fallen trees on Piedmont Drive near Park Avenue in Westover. Well, there was a brief outage in the mid-afternoon today. A feeder at the West Fork substation that serves Oak Hill Road, portion of Inman Road, and Stony Mill School Road was out of service for all of 26 minutes this afternoon. Now, there will likely be more light frozen precipitation overnight that would make for hazardous driving first thing tomorrow. Danville Public Works crews will monitor street conditions overnight. 11 volunteer fire departments in Pittsylvania County will be open tomorrow and Saturday till 8 p.m. for folks who lose power and need somewhere to go. All Pennsylvania County government offices, library branches, and the county courthouse operating tomorrow on a 2-hour delay. Well, here's another consequence of all the ice storms. Flood warnings up for the Dan River. The Dan reached about a half foot above flood stage this morning in the Riverdale community of South Boston. That's considered minor flooding. The river is expected to rise back to flood stage from the ice melt. The Danville Squadron of the Civil Air Patrol was asked to join a North Carolina CAP squadron this week to help distribute the COVID-19 vaccine. The CAP's been trained by FEMA to set up points of distribution during emergencies. 5 squadron members, including 3 teenage cadets, went to Triangle North Airport in Lewisburg, North Carolina this week and helped distribute 1,200 vaccines. Folks in Danville and Pittsylvania County this fall ready to vote on a 1% sales tax. Last year, state lawmakers approved the request to put the issue on the ballot. They approved a similar request the year before from Halifax County. Their voters overwhelmingly approved the idea. Now, the money generated will go specifically for school building and capital improvement projects. Pittsylvania County School Superintendent Mark Jones told the school board and the Board of Supervisors this week that they're looking for some outside help to better inform voters this fall.
Yes, sir, we are. We have spoken with the chamber. We'll work with the chamber to do that. The plan would be that we would do that beginning early spring into the summer, so it'd be on the ballot for next school year, or for next school year, next November election.
And by law, the county cannot actively campaign in favor of the tax. The sales tax would be in place for no more than 20 years. Breaking news out of the town of Chatham, a major water leak in the Tight Squeeze area now affecting customers in Chatham and on the Pittsylvania County Service Authority grid. Flooding at the Cherrystone Creek caused debris to break a section of water line belonging to Chatham. Water pressure dropped in the area. A boil water notice is in effect for those in Tight Squeeze and on Dry Fork and Pleasant Gap roads. Town of Chatham plans to begin repairs tomorrow. Customers in the meantime asked to continue preserving water. State Senate this afternoon finalized a bill from a local delegate dealing with the new industrial hemp industry. The measure from Danville Delegate Danny Marshall follows most of the changes that are called for in the U.S. Department of Ag's new federal regulations. Marshall was the author of bills 2 years ago which established the industrial hemp industry in Virginia. A big processing plant opened last year in neighboring Halifax County. The measure now goes to Governor Ralph Northam's desk. Another local lawmaker's bill sailed through a House committee this week. The measure from Southside State Senator Bill Stanley doubles the maximum civil judgment limit of district courts, general district courts of Virginia. He says it'll help clear a backlog of cases that the pandemic has developed at the circuit court level. Well, this week's icy weather is disrupting Virginia's weekly COVID-19 vaccine shipments. More than 106,000 doses will likely be delayed, along with supply kits of needles, syringes, personal protective equipment, and vaccination cards. The major FedEx and UPS hubs that serve the Southeast have been out this week. That's also forced some clinics to close, some residents to wait longer for their dosages. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, though, says the second shot can be administered as late as 6 weeks after the first. Well, let's end the week on a positive note. Here's Live Positive with Dr. Joey Fawcett.
I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett, coaching you to live positive today. Do you practice conversation generosity? Have you ever noticed how some people do all the talking and that they're usually the ones who are negative? And how other people are really good listeners and that they're more often the ones that when they do speak, they have something positive to say? I was in a room recently in which a man took all the air out of the room by talking only about himself. I watched while other people tried to be polite and listen or gently change the subject to include others in the conversation. They changed their body language to move away from the person. Some just left the room. I was in another room recently in which one person deftly engaged each of the others in the conversation, asking about their families and so on. And I watched as people moved closer together. The room was filled with what I call conversation generosity. You're generous in your conversation when you make a life worth living. So listen instead of just waiting to talk. As you live positive today, coaching you to live positive today, I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett.
Thanks, Dr. Joey. Your forecast, cloudy skies, cold overnight with a good chance of light mixed wintry precipitation. Another 1/10 inch or so of ice is possible, lows down to 31. Tomorrow will start off cloudy with a mixture of sleet, freezing rain, and snow in the morning. By afternoon, look for partial clearing, highs up to 42. That's a look at your Southside News today. It's been brought to you by Daniel Chiropractic and Shanks Associates. I'm Chuck Vipperman. Have a great evening.